I honestly believe that if the world is saved, it's going to be saved by tens of millions of little things.
You can't really confront power successfully with a camera, but you can expose power and you can disconnect power from its own authority by showing how power is wielded.
They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets, and they own all the big all the big media companies. So they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls.
7 corporations control 70% of global media. In the United States, the average person sees 30,000 commercials every year. 30,000 repetitions of exactly the same message, which is to say, do this, do that, go buy something, this will make your life better, you'll feel better, you'll do better, and so on.
We are a culture that is very fundamentally based on greed, but if you look outside of our culture, that isn't the case.
Apparently, profit and greed trump the future for our children and grandchildren.
At a time when world wealth is increasing, that's to say there's a greater amount of activity, commercial activity than ever before, the amount of hunger in the world is rising exponentially. The hunger situation is very, very grave. And the industrialization and globalization of food production is a very major reason why that's true.
Most of the harms, most of the violations of rights, of people's rights, and the harms to life and community which corporations are causing today in this country are considered by the law as legal and considered by the law, by the culture, as essential for the American way of life, as essential for security, as essential for progress.
I don't think it's progress to use up the rightful legacy of future generations. So we've had these ways of excusing ourselves from the changes that are going on. And I think any elder anywhere on the planet, someone who's 60, 70 years old, ask what it was like in their area when they were children, and they'll all say the same thing. It used to be so different, you know. There used to be trees as far as you could see. The rivers used to be jammed with fish.
You are attacking the fundamental structural stability of the building. And that's what we're doing to the community of life on this planet.
I feel that we're in a car heading at a brick wall at 100 miles an hour, and everybody in the car is arguing about where they want to sit. It doesn't matter who's driving. Someone's got to say, for God's sake, put the brakes on and turn the wheel. A few of us are saying that, but we're locked in the trunk.
But until people understand that, you can argue with them all you want, and you won't get anywhere.
One has no right to say it's too late. If you feel that it is hopeless, then my answer is always, then shut the bloody hell up and get out of here. Because you've given up, fine, that's your decision, but get out of here. There's no point.
They really have to see that and accept that before you can have any sensible conversation about what to do about that.
We will have to think of ourselves as key players in whatever change needs to take place in the United States and in the world.
And there's a lot of work to be done. A lot of the work is up here. A lot of the work is up here. And I would say, don't try it at home alone. You need other people to do that work. And we're going to have to be violating what they say is the law.
And therefore all of us bear some responsibility to do something, nothing big, nothing heroic, even something small.
You do what you can. Do what you can. You never can do as much as you'd like, but do what you can.
Great social movements are made up of very small actions undertaken by very large numbers of people, which at certain points in history come together and bring about change.
The very word movement, I think, is too small to describe it. No one started its worldview. No one is in charge of it. There is no orthodoxy. It is global, classless, unquenchable, and tireless. The shared understanding is arising spontaneously from different economic sectors, cultures, regions, and cohorts. It is growing and spreading worldwide.
And this thing that happens is that no matter how much oppression there is from the state, or how much monoculture there is from corporate global capital, or no matter how much boredom, no matter how much slavery, I mean, at any period in history, somehow magical community happens. I don't know how else to call it. It's not just the ordinary community.
It's about us.
How will we be? Who will we be?
It's about who we are, what we want, what our responsibilities are as people, as human beings on this earth and in this country. What our responsibilities are to the people who came before us and to the other creatures of the world that cannot speak for themselves and cannot act for themselves. And it's about being ready